All right. Good evening. Thank you guys for joining us back. It's 6 o'clock. I'm going to reconvene to open session E. And with that said, please join me in rising for the presentation of colors by our ROTC Navy Academy cadets. Guys, I'll be seated. Go ahead, Mr. Menace.
Thank you, President Alvarado. And I just want to thank our color guard for that great a flag salute that they gave us. If we could give them a round of applause, please. And I would like to say quickly that these 4 students here representing Calexico Unified School District in Daytona, Florida, at the National Color Guard presentations. And they did an incredible job for us. We're very, very proud of them, and we wish them all the very, very best in their education and in their future. One of our students who was here, Mr. David Sasueta, is here in the color guard and actually is our first student who got accepted into the Naval Academy. To get accepted into the Naval Academy, you actually need a recommendation from a Congress person, a congressman and congress lady. It is a very, very difficult thing to do. So we want to congratulate Mr. David Sasueta for his accomplishments and all of our NGROTC students and our color guard. And we also want to thank Chief Johnson for his leadership and support of our students. So thank you, President Alvarado.
Thank you, Mr. Menace. F, announcement of actions taken in closed session. There were none. G, presentations. 1, Calexico High School robotics team.
Thank you, President Alvarado. At this time, I'd like to ask Mr. Louis and Mr. Mario if they're here in the audience. Or here they are. If I could ask them to come up to the podium as well with our robotics team. We're here tonight recognizing our Calexico High School robotics students and their teachers who have endeavored in this program teaching our kids and part of engineering and robotics and math and architecture and other things that goes into building a robot like this. Our students competed about a month ago at San Diego against teams from all over the state of California. And so we're very, very proud of them, and we want to recognize them because a lot of this work that they do board members and ladies and gentlemen of the audience, they do it after school. They do it on weekends. And so I want to really thank our teachers and our students for their dedication, their discipline, their commitments for making this happen and representing Calexico Unified School District, this great school district that we're in throughout the state of California. So I think they have a presentation that I would like to give us.
Yes. Is it? Okay. Good evening, board members, administration, fellow students, and parents included. On March 24th, the first robotics team attended the first and only regional competition. As we walked into the arena at UCSD, we were overwhelmed by the experience. There were many teams setting up, and the workshops, tents, the robots as well. It was an interesting experience. 5 months prior, we held our first meeting. As members of the robotics team, we had no idea about what we were getting into. We had to learn how to think critically, think creatively, communicate with each other, and most importantly, cooperate with each other. Our team consisted of students of all grade levels, which started off as strangers but ultimately became a family. This year, there were no returning robotics members, so we were all starting from scratch. We had to learn how to design, wire, build, and code a robot in 3 months. We had no clue whatsoever about how a robot functions, and even less the experience with working with tools and machining required. Even so, we would not be discouraged. Personally, robotics provided me an avenue to become a better leader, for it was my first year in the club, and I wanted to leave a spark within the members. My intent upon joining First Robotics was to learn as much as I could from the experience. As a club president and team leader, I had to learn how to delegate and bring individuals' ideas together. I also had to get a head start on learning the fundamentals of robotics, design, programming, and dynamics. Although our robot does not look like much, and it didn't function exactly as planned, I am proud to say that we worked daily on the robot from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. on weekdays and 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. on weekends, including holidays. The more we worked, the more we learned. However, we quickly realized that some teams had access to more resources. All in all, we were able to discover the strengths in each other, including myself. During the competition, the eagerness and curiosity was seen in all of us. The open space was packed with thousands of people, all sharing the same goal, to win. The jargon used by the competitors and referees felt foreign, but it was necessary to adapt to the competition for all of us. This was reflected in all aspects within the competition, and 2 minutes and 30 seconds in a match felt more like an hour with all the pressure and excitement. Time moved slowly, yet one would feel there was not enough of it. After every round, our robot was quickly escorted to our pit, where our team would repair it. And our robot, Ryan Gosling, was on its last straw. Was on its last straw every time, furthering stress between us. I imagine this as the Cars movie, kind of, when they roll in and everyone's just kind of scrambling through and repairing it. It was really interesting to see. The competition showed us the extremes of our capabilities, but not the limits of it. In fact, we hope to spark the next generations of STEM students, just as our interests were sparked. Many students here are already set to follow a STEM career. I myself will be pursuing a STEM-focused major at the California Institute of Technology. I will be conducting research pretty soon, while transferring all my knowledge that I gained from robotics. All of our members and our team have many experiences to share as well. If you would like to ask them more about their future aspirations, they would be more than delighted to answer. We sincerely hope that the district continues to support and even expand our program. Thank you again for your support and listening to our presentation.
Thank you.
Yeah. Ashley. Yeah. So I'm not sure if you all caught that, but Mr. Medina got accepted to Caltech, which is also one of the elite schools in technology in the country, if not the world. So congratulations to him, his family, and congratulations to all of our robotics students who I know they all have bright futures if they continue dedicating and being disciplined and committed to their studies and working hard and having a strong work ethic. They're going to have bright futures, and we're already so proud of them, and we're just going to be even more proud. Or is it prouder? More proud? Prouder? More proud. Sometimes my ELD comes out, and I'm not sure which words to use as a second language learner. But tablas. Ahí queda, tablas. So thank you so much. And Mr. Louis and Mr. Mario, would you guys like to say any words? Or
Well,
yeah.
we just want to thank everybody for the support. We wouldn't be able to do it, as you know. It's a very expensive endeavor, and thank you so much for your support.
Mr. Louis?
I also want to thank everybody for their support. You don't know how many hours these kids have spent on it, and they built something. It didn't work the way it should, so they went back to the drawing board, rebuilt it, put it back together again, and it's just constant, fixing and repairing and thinking critically, and coming together as a team. And so they did. We're proud of them for coming together and competing and doing the best they could. And I wish the seniors the best of luck in the future. And the juniors and sophomores and freshmen know what to expect now, so we expect a lot from the next year as well. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. So at this point, President Alvarado and board members, we'd like to recognize our students with the robotics T-shirt that we got, all of them, and their coaches as well. So when we call your name, if you could come up and line up here in the front, and then we'll take a picture with you guys. And once again, congratulations. Keep up the good work. We're very, very proud of you. Okay? And I promise to stay in order here, so we're going to start with Jacob Alvarado. Yahaira Avila. Mariana Cabrera. Valerie Kayasna? Kalakna. Okay, Valerie Kalakna. That one caught me. Okay, Sebastian Castillo. Axel Davila. Alejandro Echeverria. Daniel Fernandez. Clarisa Flores de los Reyes. Gael García. Yvette Hernández. Isel Herrera. Seven Jimenez. Fiona Kwan. Juan Carlos Martinez. Asher Medina. Santiago Medina. Cristian Moreno. Adam Núñez. Diego Rios. Adamari Vega. And our teachers, mentors, and coaches, Mr. Luis Garcia and Mario Magallanes. So board members.
Board, please join us up front. demonstration, all right? Just to see how.
You wanna? I heard that you guys wanted to drive the robot out, so we have pizzas for all of our students and their coaches. Didn't get anything for the robot, but you know, maybe you guys could share. But if you guys want to drive the robot out and give us a little demo here, that'll be great. Kind of putting them on the spot. No pressure here, guys. What's the robot's name again? Good name.
I think Danny's driving.
Sometimes the Wi-Fi in here is a little bit sketchy, so there we go. Yeah.
Right now, the sound you hear are the pneumatic systems. So right now, what you're listening to are the pneumatic systems that are on the sides. You can see that, and there's like the main portion of it is in the bottom, the compressor. The air compressor is in the bottom, and it is used to move the claw to open and close it. Right now, they're opening it up so you can see all the wires and different boards that we used. Oh. No, it's fine like that. Oh, well, you can try it.
What was the task this year?
The task was to gather cubes and cones and place them on different levels of platforms, and for every object that we placed, we gained points for this year. And so right now it's spinning around to show you a little demonstration. Well, we had two. This one's for demonstration. The other one we're saving up for next year, you know, the competition. So right now he's going to drive out. No? Oh, yes. Do you have any other questions about the robot? I'm free to answer.
How many levels were you guys supposed to, how many did you guys
There was 3 levels. We did land one on the third one, on the highest one. But we mostly did the first and second level since it was a lot better for our robot to do.
So we do have board members. We do have an interest, and we've been meeting with staff, with CHS staff, with Mr. Louis, with Mr. Mario, with Ms. Gabby and Williams, and we've been looking at how we could continue supporting our robotics program and our robotics team, and you know, we need to support it with a little bit more funding. It's not a cheap endeavor. It takes a little bit of investment, but when we go compete, you could see that there's school districts and there's schools out there that they're really investing on these 21st century skills, and so we wanna compete at the highest levels as well. So we are in talks and in discussions and in planning on, you know, what we could do with our STEM programs, what we could do with our MESA programs, and how we could support our robotics programs, and so we do have big plans for the future. So thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for everything.
Thank you.
And for our students, yes.
Oh. No, we have to pick it up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Don't
Remember
forget about us.
Calexico, okay?
Yeah, don't forget about us once you hit it big. Number 2.
Yes.
Yeah, we're on number 2 now. Boys volleyball, IVL champions.
Yes, thank you so much, President Alvarado. So our next group of students that we're very proud of is our boys volleyball team, and their coaches and their families and everyone that was involved in helping our boys volleyball be our Imperial Valley League champions. So we're very, very proud of them. Volleyball is a very intense sport, and it might not look like it when you're just as a spectator looking at it, but when you're in that court, that ball's coming at you really, really fast, and if it's spiked, how volleyball players are able to get the ball back in play and over the net and dive into a wooden floor and do all that sort of stuff with comes with volleyball. It's pretty incredible. So we're very, very excited that our boys volleyball team won the championship in Imperial Valley. And so, gentlemen, when we call your name as well, we're going to also provide you with a T-shirt recognizing your championship. And I'm not sure if our coach would like to say a few words before we do that.
Okay, thank you very much. Es un placer para mí estar con ustedes, con todo el público presente. Para nosotros, a mí en lo personal, es un gran orgullo pertenecer a esta escuela, a este equipo de trabajo que por primera vez en la historia se hizo voleibol y el primer campeonato de la historia va a quedar para Calexico High School. Gracias por el apoyo a ustedes, a las autoridades de nuestra escuela, el esfuerzo de los muchachos y el trabajo de los coaches. No es un trabajo de una sola persona, en equipo las cosas se hacen mejor y pues ahí están los resultados. Consolidamos un equipo, un programa de voleibol fuerte para seguir obteniendo campeonatos. Gracias.
So I do have just a few stats to share about our boys volleyball team here. They won the championship with a perfect record of 14 wins and 0 losses. Their final record was 22-5. They were seeded number 1 in CIF. Mr. Gael Monzon, senior, was selected Player of the Year for IVL. Where's Mr. Monzon? Is he here? Gael. Excellent. And our coach, Humberto Sierra, was selected Coach of the Year. So, gentlemen, once again, congratulations. And when we call your name, please come up as well.
Can we have the board go up? And that way
Yes, thank you. Thank you, President Alvarado. Abraham Aguirre. Brian Angulo. Oscar Beltrán. José Contreras. Gerardo Díaz. Joshua Espinosa. Carlos Garcia. Ian Ibarra. Luis Martinez, Leonardo Montes, Gael Monzon, James Patterson, Ricardo Ponce, Adalberto Soto, Andre Valdez, Roman Vélez, and our team managers here today, Cici Sierra, Camila Durazo, Joana Gallego, and our team coaches, Humberto Sierra, Lucrecia Lugo, and Rosalinda Heredia.
Yes, they are going to get pizza, so there's pizza out there in the lobby for you guys. Thank you so much for everything.
Thank you, guys.
Moving on now to number 3, MTSS presentation.
Thank you so much, President Alvarado. So we have a brief presentation on our MTSS. Thank you so much. Our multi-tier systems of support,
Yes.
which includes like a whole child approach to supporting our student behavior, supporting attendance, supporting social, emotional well-being for our students, and also supporting the families and our staff. So Ms. Jessica Matthews, our Director of MTSS, is going to be providing us a presentation on this.
Thank you, and good evening. My name is Jessica Matthew, MTSS District Coordinator. It's my pleasure to be here with you this evening to talk about our current work on our multi-tiered system of supports as the MTSS District Coordinator. So I first started here at the district a little less than 3 months ago. When I first started, I sent out a survey to all of our staff across the district using a platform called Thought Exchange. And we asked the question, in what ways should we use a multi-tiered system of supports to meet our students' needs? I had 209 participants from across the district, 150 thoughts, 3,393 ratings. These were open-ended responses from all of our districts, from classified and certificated staff. These were the results and the top thoughts that we got. This word cloud, you can see the words that were used the most. So the biggest concerns and the biggest areas for using a multi-tiered system of supports was accountability, consequences, communication, parents, interventions. You can see some of these top thoughts here. Helping students understand their actions have consequences, better communication with parents, identifying students who are struggling and providing early interventions, supporting students on attendance. These were all our top thoughts, which all correlate with what a multi-tiered system of supports should do, right? So we were able to identify areas of focus for our multi-tiered system of supports. After I sent that out, I met with all of our school site principals, and we looked at the thought exchange results. We looked at their needs and their goals for their site in order to work on that. And although each site had different needs, there was an overall consensus that promoting positive behaviors and increasing attendance and building family partnerships are the most important first steps in integrating a multi-tiered system of supports into everything that we're doing on each campus right now. After meeting with the principals, we've begun our MTSS site team meetings, and we approved site team leads as well. So we started to work on our needs assessments for the school year. So we planned a one-day professional development where I've gone to each campus. I haven't finished all of them yet, but we've reviewed what is MTSS, how does it work, how does the work connect to what we're already doing, and what are our next steps. And so I still have a few more schools to visit, and this is our cycle of continuous improvement. We need to plan, identify our problems, test our potential solutions, check, study those results, and act and implement on best solutions. So it's all evidence-based, and it's all based on data. We identified these needs and goals. In just 3 months, we've made significant progress in mapping out and prioritizing our district and site needs for the upcoming school year and beyond. These are top needs: increasing attendance, improving school climate, lowering dropout and disciplinary rates, and boosting academic performance. So to look at this in detail, we'll begin with a brief overview of what is MTSS and why we need it. So just to give you a brief history, this is a research-based tiered interventions timeline. So tiered interventions we start with the tier 1 of providing universal supports for all of our students, supporting all of our students. So in 1997, positive behavioral interventions and supports, also known as PBIS, a word you might have heard, it was first called for in IDEA, the Individuals with Disabilities Act. Later in 2004, response to intervention was reauthorized in IDEA. And later in 2015, a multi-tiered system of supports was written into law in the Every Student Succeeds Act. In 2016, here in California, the Orange County Department of Education, in partnership with others, they had a large grant to implement MTSS statewide, and by 2021, 49 states have implemented MTSS, including California. This is just a breakdown of pre-pandemic tiered interventions. So you can see it was growing from 2017, 2018, 2019 in blue, more and more MTSS frameworks in each state. But then, the pandemic happened, so things changed. Here in Calexico, we did start our work with MTSS, but that all changed when the pandemic happened, right? This is also pre-pandemic. You could see the green states are the ones with MTSS frameworks pre-pandemic. Now that we're post-pandemic, well, I guess a lot more states have an MTSS framework. So this is the California MTSS framework. In every one of my site team meetings, I ask the question, how many domains are there? Because it's kind of a trick question. But if you read the top, there's 5 domains. So I'll just go over this quickly. So the whole child domain is the main umbrella on top. It's the one we always talk about, right? The inclusive academic instruction, the inclusive behavior instructions, the social, emotional, and mental health supports. And we also add attendance in there. That's the whole child. It's the umbrella on top. But that domain would not function without the 4 underneath, the 4 pillars of administrative leadership, integrated supports, family and community engagement, and inclusive policy structure and practice domain. We found a lot of connections to the community schools grant also with these domains. So when I mentioned PBIS and RTI, positive behavioral interventions and supports, response to intervention, this is all underneath MTSS as well when we talk about behavior and academics. These were precursors to MTSS. And like MTSS, they're tiered interventions and models focused on either behavior or academics. But MTSS brings these and much more together into a continuum framework and also addresses social emotional learning, mental health, And of course, those 4 pillars underneath. So here's the MTSS umbrella. So again, it's based on total school improvement for all students using data-driven problem solving. So under this umbrella, we have response intervention, that triangle, universal supports for all students, targeted interventions for some, and then individual interventions, high quality core curriculum and instruction. UDL is universal design for learning, professional development. We have positive behavioral interventions and supports, PBIS, social emotional learning, SEL. We have that continuum of improvement, professional learning communities, or PLCs, communities in schools, like community schools, and then of course teamwork. It's all about teamwork and collaboration. And all students means all students. So some of the hallmarks of MTSS include collaboration, the use of data, differentiated instruction, but most importantly, proactive targeted interventions, being proactive instead of reactive. So connecting our existing work with MTSS. As I mentioned earlier, I've been working with each school site to coordinate their efforts in connecting what they're doing right now with each of those 5 domains that we just discussed: the whole child, the administrative leadership, integrated supports, family community engagement, and inclusive policy structure and practice. And we've been working on a district-wide MTSS vision and mission just for MTSS, for our multi-tiered system of supports. And this is what each school that I've visited so far we've come up with together. And our vision being that a multi-tiered system of supports will be integrated to increase student achievement, attendance, and promote positive behaviors. And our mission being that our multi-tiered system of supports will promote self-efficacy and ensure that all shareholders collaborate on guiding students through their learning process in a safe and welcoming environment. This also came from our data using Panorama. We use Panorama to collect social emotional data through a universal screener. It also gives us the whole child picture, showing academics, attendance, behavior. Everything is right there. So this is what we decided what we need, right? Universal Tier 1, that means academic, behavior, social, emotional, mental health supports for all students, focused on improving behavior, increasing attendance, increasing academic achievement, and increasing family engagement. Those were the goals, right? So we have this timeline. It goes all the way through 2026, so nothing happens overnight. Right now, we're still exploring. We'll continue to explore into the next school year. And so this is our needs and our goals. And in our initial implementation, we're looking at district-wide positive behavioral intervention and support development. This coming up year, we're hoping that our goal is that each site will develop their positive behavioral intervention supports, and then also a district-wide attendance campaign. We talk about response to intervention, providing all students with core grade level standards-based instruction and social emotional learning. But this is at the first level, so it's going to take a long time. So PBIS, positive behavioral interventions and supports. So there's also an MOU that's on the list for tonight with ICOE, and that includes professional development to align and build capacity for PBIS. This is the framework for PBIS, supporting staff behavior, supporting student behavior, social competence and academic achievement, supporting decision making, all of those foundations of what is PBIS. And PBIS, or positive behavioral interventions and supports, is all about setting clear expectations and values that all students should know, understand, and be held accountable for. So before we can talk about consequences, we have to have a common language for clear expectations. And this is our timeline. So August 3rd, we have a day for our administrators, which you're welcome to come also. It'll be here. It'll be at the CAP Center, I'm sorry. So we're going to build leadership capacity and implementation and support for our positive behavioral intervention supports. And then we'll have a primary and secondary cohort where our our elementary schools will work together, and then our secondary schools will work together in September, November, February, and April, and then they'll have site meetings on the other months. And then at the end of the next school year, they'll reflect and plan and hopefully be able to implement the Tier 1 in the 24-25 school year. Jefferson and Kennedy Gardens are already implementing positive behavioral intervention supports. So they will be moving into Tier 2. So getting a little bit more advanced. And as for the attendance campaign, we've been working on this. We have an attendance task force. We'll be meeting on May 31st from 3 to 5 here, if you're interested in coming. This is our plan. So we're working with our site leaders and representatives to develop an attendance campaign for the upcoming school year. The district will provide sites with promotional materials. We're using Attendance Works for that. There's banners and other things and incentives to promote increased attendance. However, each site at the site level will also continue with and develop their own site-based attendance incentives and initiatives to promote increased attendance. So this is kind of an idea of what we're looking at, but of course we're going to meet on this and try to finalize things on May 31st. Social emotional learning. Navigate 360 is a program, that we have right now. It's a SaaS, software as a service, and they offer a preset curriculum that we have not been taking advantage of until now. But as I've been meeting with our MTSS site teams and we've been looking at this, they've all found this to be helpful, and hopefully this can support our preventative efforts to promote positive behaviors through teaching these social and emotional learning competencies. So, and they have lessons, it's like once a week lessons, and it supports students in that way. On Tuesday, we had our panorama training at the CAP Center. And we had teachers, counselors, administrators review our current universal screener for social emotional learning. And we plan for how this could be used to guide our Tier 1 efforts this coming school year, which are those universal supports for all students. And we want all teachers to be able to log in and use this tool to use data-driven decision-making and support our students' needs and do what's in their best interest. And finally, getting to the end, there's much that needs to be done in order to support student achievement. But the root reason for MTSS is all about prevention and early intervention. And this picture says it all. If we want different results, the system needs to change. So it's clear that one thing more than anything, in order to expect different results, it's change, right? So, but everyone at each school site needs to take ownership of this change and understand their role and how we can make these positive changes together. So it's going to take time. I have a short video for you from Cal Hope. Just like to play, it's like not even a minute. If you can play that video where it says this is a trusted space at the top. Nope, not that one. No. Sorry. Yeah, thank you. If it will let you. All right.
I think we can all agree. Over the last few years, things have gotten weird.
And for our kids, these things can be overwhelmingly stressful.
And can increase the risk for mental health problems as they grow.
Scientific research and real-life experience
tell us that the #1 antidote to stress is authentic, trusted relationships.
So that's why I.
That's why I.
That's why we.
That's why I am committed to building and maintaining a trusted space.
For the students I influence every single day.
Until the entire Golden State can proudly call ourselves a trusted space.
This is 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 a trusted space.
Hope lives here in California.
Okay, so thank you. And yeah, so it's all about building authentic, trusting relationships with our students. So with that, thank you. And if you have any questions?
Thank you for that presentation. Any questions, board members?
In order for us to do anything different in our life.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Matthews. And I do want to point out a couple things that I really like the work that's being done with this, because it's being done at the school sites. It's being done with teachers, and Ms. Matthews is forming MTSS committees at each and every one of our school sites. She's going over there. We're releasing teachers. We're meeting with them there in their classrooms at the school sites so that they could be a part of creating and developing this program. And as you saw in there, this is about the whole child. And we're very, very excited that this is going to align, as we know, board, with the board's vision and direction and support. We applied for the Community Schools Grant Program with the state of California, and we received the planning grant, as you know. So right now, this is going to align the community schools and the work that we're doing with MTSS is going to align, I want to say, perfectly with those grant requirements. And so we're very, very excited to be submitting our implementation grant in about a year from now, so we could support our students, making healthy choices, positive choices. There's a lot of needs right now. There's a lot of challenges throughout the country, and I would even say the world, right? There's, there's an opioid epidemic, there's drugs, there's juvenile delinquency, there's a lot of issues that are very challenging for public schools, public education, and we're there about, trying to teach subject matter and trying to teach academics, and sometimes kids are in school and they haven't had anything to eat since the day before, and their last meal was their school lunch. They didn't have any dinner. They went to bed with hungry and with an empty stomach. And the next morning we're providing them a breakfast. And if they missed the breakfast, we're providing them a second breakfast. We're providing them a lunch, because Maslow's hierarchy of needs will tell you that it's really hard to think about algebra or literature or science or anything else if you're hungry, right? Or if you're dealing with some other social, emotional, or other higher needs that you need as a human being. So this is critical work. I want to also acknowledge the board, and I know that Mr. Lencho Calderon had supported the district on another endeavor with the bicycle raffle, and with his connections to the business community and his connections to other residents, was providing twice a year at every one of our school sites brand new bikes for a bicycle raffle. We're taking that project and we're using it for our perfect attendance incentive. So we're going to be still connecting with Mr. Calderon, with Lencho, and to helping the school district, providing the bicycles to use as an incentive for a perfect attendance program. I'm not sure if you guys were able to see it, but just last week, the Governor Newsom came out with his budget, his May revised budget, and of course we attended on Friday the analysis from the School Services of California, and they point out the loss of enrollment, right? The loss of, and that's how we get funded. We get funded by how many students attend every day, not our enrollment, but our ADA. We could have 8,000 students, but if only 6,000 are showing up, we only get funded for those 6,000. Now the pandemic safeguard that the state had put for school districts says, like, look, we know that during the pandemic a lot of kids were not at school, so we're going to allow you to use a different formula that allowed us to use the 95% yield on our ADA. That's no longer here. Starting this school year 23-24, this next year coming up, we're going to have to base it on our 3-year average, which right now is at 91%. That is a major hit to our budget. And so if we don't bring kids to school and we don't incentivize them to come to school and not stay home and watch TV or try to get out of going to school, we're going to be hurting with our budget. 95% ADA compared to 91%, it's a major delta. So anything we could do for attendance recovery, we're doing it with Saturday school. We're doing with an attendance incentives program. There's even a community member out there that said, hey, I'll give you guys 4 free Disneyland passes for a family of 4 to go to Disneyland and California Adventures that you could use, and we're going to be using that for our if we're able to get it from this community member for our annual like our grand finale, right? We're going to do the bicycles throughout the year, and then but the perfect attendance for the whole year. You know, you get you and your family 4 tickets to Disneyland, which is nowadays, if you guys know anything about Disneyland tickets, that's almost like $1,000 there. So it's a great opportunity for us to have. So thank you, Ms. Mathis. There's more
Thank you.
information we'll be sharing with the board, but this is critical work that needs to be done in our school district.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, board
Thank
member.
you.
Thank you.
Moving on, H, comments from the public. The board will take any and all comments from the public related to an item on the agenda or any other item of district business that is not on the agenda. With that said, we have 4 comments from the public, but they're related to school developer fees. I know that was discussed our last board meeting, and that was something that we went ahead and tabled, waiting on information back from the city of Calexico, because we did wait for months for the city to give us some information. When we finally did get it, when was that information given to us?
We're getting it as we speak, Mr.
So
Alvarado.
we still haven't got it 100% yet?
Not 100%, but we are very encouraged, and I do want to acknowledge that the city is working with us. Just this week, I think last week, we started receiving the information that, as you stated, we requested back in October or November, right back then.
Correct.
But we are, working with the city. I've been meeting with the city council folks, the mayor pro tem, other city council, and we are getting the information that we need for our SFNA to help us determine our rates for developer fees. And I'm encouraged with the work that we're doing with the city right now. We are getting information. We haven't gotten it 100%. We actually provided them with the letter today again, asking them for the information that we're still missing. But the city is working with us. They are providing us the information, and we're able to then forward it to our consultants who are conducting our SFNA for us.
Perfect. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and allow it. Ms. Mary Salazar.
Good evening. Thank you, members of the board. I hope I'm not going to be a fixture for you guys here till we get this worked out. I've been working with developers since 1989, believe it or not. And my validation is Mr. Galdedon. We built beautiful homes. We were at the top of our game, Calexico. We are now at the bottom of our game. And I touched the subject with you, Mr. Jimenez, regarding our students who are suffering, the budget. You wouldn't be going through that if you are going to be stopping building. If you continue to increase and go forward on increasing developer fees, we're not going to be building out here.
Ma'am, can we keep it to the subject,
Okay,
not to the
no,
individual?
where we do-
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
I'll pause it, please, before I can go ahead and make these comments.
Yeah.
Not on the individual. Just go ahead and focus
Okay.
on the whole subject.
Okay.
Because if we focus on an individual, we're just
Okay.
going to be focused on that one individual,
Yes.
and we're going to be pointing fingers back and forth.
Right,
The
correct.
reason why I made those comments
Yes.
was because this is information that was asked
Uh-huh.
prior. You were here before then,
Yes.
and you spoke also as well.
Yes.
You were here at that meeting, so you
Yes.
understand
Yeah.
that we went ahead and tabled that.
Mhm.
Well, guess what? We tabled it last month,
Yeah.
or our last meeting
Mhm.
again for the same reason. So here you are trying to point fingers. You know what? Let's not do that. Let's go ahead and try to work together
Okay.
to try to remedy this situation.
Okay.
So with that said, go ahead.
Yes.
You guys want to start that? Go ahead.
And so I've asked to put us on the agenda, add us, so we can present a validation as to what I'm trying to, make everybody understand, that we need to do something. Otherwise, we're just going to die. Calexico is dying. We're going to just be, just dead land everywhere. And I'm concerned. And everybody's leaving. Everybody's complaining to me. Mary, you got to do something. I used to be involved with the city of the community, well involved for years. I just want to help the community, so we don't have to be suffering with the situations that I'm hearing right now as I get to this point. All I want is just to change the way things have been for the last 15 years. I want to start building again. I have developers on hold, and they will not build. They just find me land in Imperial. Let's go all the way to Brawley. And they won't touch Calexico. I'm asking you for your help and consideration. Listen to us, please, so we can at least present some kind of form of understanding that we have to do something.
Yeah, when was the last time that an actual development was here in Calexico? I've just got a
And
question.
2008.
2008? So
Home-
well
I hope
over
development.
about going on 15 years now?
Yes.
All right, so this didn't happen overnight then?
Right, correct.
Perfect.
Alrighty, so I thank you so much for listening, and I'm hoping we can, continue this, a meeting with Mr. Jimenez, with one of the board members, individual basis, just to kind of make and understand what we're going through, and basically we can fix this. We can fix it. We don't have to have concerns about the budget and everything. We at one time we were on the top, now we're in the bottom. We're non-existent. At some point we're going to be. So that's what I wanted to say. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you, Ms. Salazar. Ana Nandiver?
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and brokers, board members, I'm saying. I'm a community member here in Calexico. I've been living here for the past almost 20 years. And basically, when I got here, we bought this home in 1276 Ruby Court. And that is, it was a brand new home. It was probably 2 years old. Since then, basically, construction has really, really diminished. The problem is just on a personal level. My husband's a school teacher in Imperial School District, and he's the head of special ed department, Mr. Anthony Vanderver. I am an art broker, and I'm also an insurance broker, and in the past I was a preschool teacher. The problem is just on a personal level. I had 7 children, and of which 4 right now. One lives in El Centro. He's nurse practitioner. He also bought a house there. I wanted him to move here, and he says, "Mom, there's not adequate housing because of the house I'm buying here, is I'm going to pay $50,000 more in Calexico." Also, my daughter, who's another tools teacher, wanted to live close by me so I can help babysit occasionally, and she lives also in Heber because of the lack of adequate housing. And it's just me. I'm sure there's a lot of other people that want to purchase homes in Calexico. The proximity of Mexicali is great, and there's a lot of professionals that are working here, such as my son, and has to buy homes in El Centro because of the lack of adequate housing. Hopefully, this situation gets improved. And I just want to say that development beautifies the city, development brings economy to the city, and development furthermore increases family bondness. And with this, I close. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that comment. Mario Mesa?
Good evening. Hello, everybody. My name is Mario Mesa. I'm a real estate broker. Been a real estate broker for the last 20 years of my life. I'm here to validate some of the comments of Mayor Salazar and Mrs. Landeros. Indeed, there's a lack of housing in Calexico. No construction for the last 14 years, since 2009. Now, that is forcing rents in Calexico to be inflated. The lack of housing is increasing the prices in Calexico for the houses. People are moving out. I moved myself out from Calexico due to the lack of proper demand, proper availability for houses. It's a great market if you have houses to rent, but that's just damaging everybody, the citizens in Calexico. Plus, no development, no new housing tracts, no new subdivisions. There's not going to be no growth for Calexico. As Mary said, I believe she's right. We do need to attract new inhabitants, new people into the city, inject money, make it move, I think one of the big subjects is you guys increasing the school fees. By the way, I do believe that the school personnel is underpaid and overworked. I do understand that you guys have a financial necessity. But at the same time, you cannot prohibit development. You cannot prohibit growth by increasing them so much that it's making everybody away from Calexico. New houses are being built in Imperial, in Brawley, El Centro, everywhere, except Calexico. So we do have a problem. And I was raised here in Calexico, and it hurts to see that the city is being actually blocked away from development. And we're here to help. Any information that you need or that we can provide you guys to help make a good decision, we're available. And as Mary said, I believe we all can work on solutions for this and get Calexico growing again. Okay? Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Mesa. David Gomez?
Good afternoon. Thank you for the time. I'll just be a minute. The reason I came here too is to raise voice of how I've lived here in and out 51 years. Grew up here, played here. I think Mr. Pacheco was my teacher, and I've seen. I'm actually very sad to see my city just feel like people are moving out. I recently moved out. I'm done. I have no faith in the way things are going at the city. And I'm not here. I'm a real estate agent. I'm not here because I need houses to sell. But I just rented a house for $3,000 last week. Another one for $2,500. Like, wow, that's just insane for our small town. And people still want to live here. I get calls. Oh, I need Calexico because my tia lives in Mexicali. You know. I made some notes, but I'm going blind. One thing, watching the news, I was watching when the Fed raises rates, and one comment really stuck to me when they said, well, the Fed has really smart people there, and they all get together and think stuff up. I have faith in you guys that we can find a solution, just increasing fees or increasing prices. I just think maybe we just haven't found it yet. Okay, that's all. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for that, Mr. Gomez. Go ahead if you want to address it.
Thank you, President Alvarado. So I do want to clarify some things for the record that we currently have a legal binding SFNA that would allow the district to increase our developer fees to close to $11 a square foot. But because of this board, for quite a while now, that has not been implemented to keep the fees at the current rates where they're at right now at about $8.24 or so, $8.26 an hour. But I mean a square foot. But the district can legally, meeting all the criteria of the state of California, raise it to close to $11. But the school board has decided not to do that because the school board wants to support as much as we possibly can the development in the city. Having said that, we have an aging infrastructure in the Calexico Unified School District. We have buildings that are old and need serious construction. We have buildings that our plumbing system has the cast iron piping that is turning into mud. We had to close down some restrooms because we cannot afford to fix them, and the sewer lines are not working. Just last year, we did a request for proposals. We had contractors that came out and did a job walk and provided us estimates at one of our elementary schools to change out the cast iron piping just for our restrooms. I'm not talking about the sinks in the classrooms. Each classrooms at this small elementary school has a sink. I'm not talking about the sinks in the cafeteria or the water running elsewhere. Just for our restrooms, it was about $1.3 million to fix the plumbing at this small elementary school. And it's not a luxury that we're looking for. It's not because it's working, but hey, what the heck? We just want to spend $1.3 million. The plumbing in the school is corroding. The cast iron is turning to mud. We're going to need to bite the bullet sooner or later and spend that $1.3 million to fix the plumbing at this school. We have aging roofs. Just this week and last week, we've had contractors come out to one of our schools because the roof about 20 years ago that was placed in this building is made out of PVC material. That PVC material is cracking when it rains, and I understand that it doesn't rain a lot in the Imperial Valley, but it does rain. And when it rains, I'm not talking about a drip, drip here, a drip, drip there. I'm talking about water coming down the walls onto our floors. We have mold that we need to change. We need to clean up because with this last rain and over the years, the water gets into our different soundboards and our different materials that we have that creates mold. So we asked for a job walk of roofers to come out and check this. How much would it cost us to change out this roof? Well, the PVC material, what we asked for is, can we seal it? Can we seal the leaks? Can we seal the edges where the roof, it's a flat roof, where the roof meets the walls? Can we seal it? They said, this material cannot be sealed. And they said, I don't know how or why 20 years ago they put this material on your roof in temperatures like the ones we have here. They should never use this PVC plastic type material for a roof. Well, it's a little bit too late for that advice, right? Here we are now, and now we have to fix a roof that we just cannot seal. We have to tear out the whole entire roof and replace it with a brand new roof. So, and I'm not even talking about like carpets. We have carpets that are over 20 years old, and every year we stretch them because the carpets have all these ripples and these folds, and we stretch it and we stretch it and we stretch it because we're not replacing things that we need to. I'm talking about construction, reconstruction, about the infrastructure, about we have windows. We're pumping our air conditioning as hard as it gets. They're freezing cold air, but we have single pane quarter-inch windows in our schools that were built 50 years ago that no longer meet the California energy class. So as cold as that air is being pumped through the air conditioning, it's seeping right out that single pane windows. Now California energy windows, they're dual pane, dual glaze with insulation in the middle. It has a special gas that helps keep the climate. And so we're constantly buying air conditioning units because they're pumping as hard as they can, right? And then they're breaking down on us because the classrooms needs to pump harder and harder and harder to keep the classroom at a cooler temperature. So my point in all this is I understand that the dilemma with construction, and I understand the dilemma with developer fees, but developer fees are a primary source of us keeping our schools functional. I'm not even talking about keeping them pretty. I'm talking about keeping them functional for our students and staff. Now, it was said earlier about beautifying the city. We need development to beautify the city. Well, schools in our city are also part of that beautification, right? And parents make decisions as to where they're going to buy their homes based on the educational system of that city. If we have a failing educational system, if we have an infrastructure that's falling apart, that is part of the decision-making process that parents make as to decide where are we going to enroll our children in our schools. So we understand the dilemma. I think the board has been very courageous in their decision making. with developer fees. The board has not raised the developer fees as we are able to raise them. The board has kept them at the lower rate, at the current rate right now. We are working with the city. I do want to thank the city for their cooperation and their support and their assistance. And we do want to work together on all this, but we also have needs, and without us having the resources to fix our schools, it's just going to go from bad to worse. So I wanted to share that.
Thank you for that. I, consent agenda, all items appearing will be. Go ahead.
I'd like to make a comment before we go on this item. First of all, thank you for showing up. We are a community, and we hear you. But transparency here is of the utmost importance. This item came to us last year, and we opted to table it and to do another study. And we're barely getting the information, and I know it's important to collaborate with the city officials and so forth, but look what month it is, and we're barely getting the information. And I hear you, because also what Ms. Salazar was saying, you build houses, you bring kids to our district. I understand that. But it takes a team to come up with a solution. And this team, we're ready to make a decision and or we're even paying for the study. And yet we don't have the information or the tools to complete that study. And that's where it's at. And I hope that the city officials are listening, because the ball is on their table now, and we want to get this over with. And again, I appreciate and I thank you for joining us tonight. And Mr. Jimenez is right. Our schools are falling apart. Rockwood, Maines, and we can go on and on. It's a process, and we have to believe in that process. And again, thank you. Thank you for joining us tonight. All right.
Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and reserve my comments for my board reports and stuff like that as far as that goes, but let's move on to I. Consent agenda. All items appearing will be acted upon by one motion without discussion unless any item is pulled for separate consideration and action.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Calderon, seconded by Mr. Pacheco. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. J, information item, superintendent's report.
Thank you so much, President Alvarado. I want to recognize and thank all of our classified employees. This is something that we acknowledge and recognize and thank them all year long. But this week is recognized by the state of California as Classified Appreciation Week, and so we thank our classified employees. I know that we sent some, messages of gratitude and appreciation. They also received the Calexico throw that all of our teachers received as well. So wear those with pride, or use them with pride and representing Calexico. And so thank you to all of our classified employees. All Calexico Unified School District schools have scheduled their promotions dates between June 6th and June 9th. And so we are very proud of all of our students. Parents and students, please check with your school for your child's specific promotion date and times. High school graduation, Calexico High School graduation will take place on June 9th at Calexico High School Ward Field at 7:30 p.m. Aurora High School graduation will take place on June 8th at 5:30 p.m. at Rodney Auditorium at the San Diego State University Imperial Valley campus. Congratulations to the Calexico High School and Aurora High School class of 2023. We're very proud of our seniors, and we are pleased to join their families and friends in celebrating their special occasions. 23-24 enrollment. I shared at our last board meeting that we're open enrollments for new students. So parents, please log into our website for more information and to enroll your child if you need to enroll a new child into our school district, or please visit your local school for information and assistance. This week, I had the privilege of attending the Aurora High School Annual Art Expo, showcasing amazing student work. Yesterday, I also attended the FFA banquet for a brief period of time because I was running to three different places. I want to thank our Aurora High School and Calexico High School FFA program staff and students for their amazing work and a great school year. Keep up the great work. our employee recognition event last week. We had we celebrated our 2023 retirees and our employees with 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and even a few employees with 35 years of service. Congratulations to all of our retirees and years of service recipients. We wish you all the very best. Also last week we had the Imperial Valley AXA recognition event where at the county level our Eduardo Perez was recognized for AXA Technology Administrator of the Year with all of our districts throughout the county. So we're very proud of Eduardo and thank him for all of his work. Last week we also attended in the evening a lot of events right now. Our new teacher induction program, our beginning teacher induction program at Imperial High School, where again all the beginning teachers throughout the county were able to showcase their years-long project along with their mentors and their school principals. It was a very exciting event to go and visit with our beginning teachers. So congratulations to all of our new teachers, and we wish them a successful and meaningful career and education. And last but not least, go Bulldogs, our baseball players. I think that's why everyone left. Hopefully our baseball players are playing Imperial right now. And I do not know right now, but they were going to be keeping me updated. Maybe it's still 0-0. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So a win today will take us to the CIF championship on Saturday. I believe it's 3 or 3:30. 3:30 at UCSD. So go Bulldogs. We wish them the best. Our next board meeting will be held Thursday, June 15th. I wish everyone a wonderful weekend, Memorial Day weekend, 3-day weekend. So take Monday off.
Thank you for that report. We'll go ahead and go to number 2, ROP committee.
Yeah, good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight. First of all, I'd like to tell all the board members, the IVROP board thanks you for approving their MOA last board meeting. They wanted to send their regards. Couple of things. They also 6 of our students on June 6th or 7th. There'll be 7 or 6 seniors that will be receiving scholarships from the Imperial Valley IVROP Community Foundation, and that will be presented to the seniors. Also on April 26th, the culinary competition was held where 33 students were participants. As far as the competition was as followed. Ingredient identification winners was Calipatria High School. Table setting winners was Calexico High School. General food knowledge winners, Calexico High School. Baking and decorating winners, Calexico High School. Cooking winners, Brawley Unified School District. So again, thank you to the chef for their hard work, and we're moving forward. So again, that's all I have to report, and thank you again.
Thank you for that report, Mr. Calderon. So we're going to go ahead and that report was so good, we're going to start off with you again right now. So number 3, board reports, Mr. Calderon.
All right, good evening again. Well, let's start by congratulating our kids that we had here today. I mean, they bring Calexico to the map. I mean, it's nonstop, and hopefully today we have another win with our baseball team. But most important also to thank our coaches, our teachers that I got to see Mr. Garcia on Sunday. It was like at 2 o'clock in the afternoon where he was bringing the van back to the district where he had been out there with our kids for a long time. And again, a lot of things happened. I believe one of our staff got COVID or something. And so there was Murphy all along. So, but they're working on it, and hopefully I wish them the best. And hopefully we can bring the prize next year. And again, the baseball team, they're playing now, and I hope that they are able to pull it out tonight. And again, good luck, and go Bulldogs.
Thank you for that report, Mr. Calderon. Mr. Contreras.
Yeah, I think on Monday we had our second part of our board retreat, and it looks like we might be having a third part of it, but I think it was very productive. I think some of that stuff that was explained to us, we have a better understanding. listen to some of the changes in the systems that we need to do. And I think sometimes we just got to start making the changes, and I think that's the process that we want to have as a board. The other thing is, like, I think now it's been 4 meetings where we had some type of a group of students coming in, presenting, and showing us the good stuff that is going out on the schools and stuff, and all the hard work that is being put out there. So it I think is reflective of them. I really love the robotics logo. The kid's little logo in there, so I got to see how I bum one of those. But I think we need to start moving forward with that robotics course into some type of a CTE, to allow more students during school time to be able to have and participate in some of those services that they have, and provide more support. And that's a costly one. But I think, you look at some of the kids going out into the universities and stuff, and getting accepted through some of the services that they're doing through the robotics and things like that. And it's going to pay off for us, I think, on the long run. Thank you.
Thank you for that report, Mr. Contreras. Mr. Pacheco? Well, thank you for that. Thank you for that. Let's go ahead and start with Ms. Magallanes.
First, hello everyone. I want to congratulate the cadets and also Mr. Sasueta for his accomplishment. Also the robotics team and the teachers that were there coaching the students and supporting them. The boys volleyball for that win, that big win. And also I want to thank all the staff in classified and certificated. I believe this is our last meeting before the school ends, or okay. And for all your hard work, and also the cabinet, Mr. Jimenez, and also the board members. And especially the retirees for the years of service. Thank you so much. And have a safe summer, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you for that report, Ms. Magallanes. As far as for myself, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but just want to congratulate all our students that were here today. I mean, they are really putting us on the map, especially with the robotics. As far as that that goes, and I think that we do need to invest more and showcase that. That's something that we've been discussing, and you're right on point with that, Mr. Contreras. Let's go ahead and start looking into developing some type of CTE. They do need that, and we do need to see. I mean, we just have to look at how it's going to pay off in the long run. In the long run, it's going to benefit us even that much more. You talk about kids leaving, kids will be coming in just for that if we do go ahead and do a great job as far as that goes. Another thing that Mr. Roman hit up on, Geraldo, for FFA, that's something that we also need to take a look at, and that's something that we need to start looking into, because you know what? These other schools are advancing. He is correct. Before we were offering it here just 10th, 11th, and 12th. We do need to focus on 9th grade also as well. We do need to focus even bringing it up 7th and 8th grade as far as that goes, just to get some type of excitement from our students as far as that goes. Another thing, I did attend that retirement celebration. Compared to the ones that I've been at before here at for the school district, I just want to say thank you so much, Janet, Christina, for doing what you guys did, Mr. Jimenez, Romel, and Miss Gonzalez, right? Or no, was it? Ramirez, that's right, Miss Ramirez, with their commentary that they were doing as far as 10 years ago, what happened 10 years ago, 20, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. I was just like, man, it was amazing. I really liked it. I can't wait for next year, some of the ideas that were coming up. And then just really, and just really quick, you know, we did get a little bit of flack right now for as far as what the city's going. This is not another reflection of the school district of Calexico. Mr. Horton, you've been involved here with the city for so many years. This is something that I think, and I do hope that they are looking at this, because you know what? I did stop them because you know what? They need to hold up their end of the bargain. We went ahead and gave them that exception. We went ahead and extended. What did we do our last meeting? We went ahead and extended it again. I just don't want to see this keep on continuing saying like if it's our problem, it's not our problem. This is something that the city needs to go ahead and develop, and the reason why, it's been going on for years, 15 years since the last development that was completed here. That has nothing to do with the district, but yet they want to point the fingers, and I'm not going to be going back and forth as far as that goes. And this is not a reflection on you, Mr. Horn, but I'm just saying that you are involved as far as that goes. You know, there has to be better planning as far as that goes, and you know what? Let's move forward. Let's work together to try to bring this development back into Calexico, because I am in agreement. We do need it. As far as that goes, another thing that I want to say is for the Classified Appreciation Week, thank you so much for that. Thank you all the employees, our graduates, congratulations. Memorial Day, so it's not just another day off. Just really take the time to reflect. This is a time for us to take a look at the reasons why we have what we have, and that's just for all those people that paid with the ultimate sacrifice, honor, duty for their country. They were not selfish. There's somebody that's, you know, that, I mean, I just can't, I look at the flag and it's just, you know, one of those things I think of each and every day, because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be doing the things that we're doing right now. So as far as that goes, Memorial Day, just, you know, it's not Veterans Day, it's Memorial Day. And that's one of those things where just remembrance. We got to remember, and let's not forget that. It's very important, especially for all those that served. It's something that I hold dear. You know, as far as that goes, I know I lost a family member in Iraq, and it's something that hits me each and every year. It's something that's hard to remember, and it's not just a day off. You know, I hear a lot of people saying it's a day off. It's not a day off. With that said, let's go ahead and start this meeting. Okay, action items, consideration and action approval of the following items. 1, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Spectrum Advertising for live streaming the Calexico High School graduation ceremony 2023.
So
Motion by Pacheco, seconded by Mr. Contreras. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Number 2, agreement renewal between Calexico Unified School District and the Imperial County Behavioral Health Services for Vista San Socialization Services Program from July 1st, 2023 to June 30th, 2026.
So moved.
A second. Motion by Mr. Contreras, seconded by myself. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. 3, agreement lease renewal between Calexico Unified School District and Imperial County Behavioral Health Services for housing of the Vista Sands program from July 1st, 2023 to June 30th, 2026.
So moved.
Second. Motion by Mr. Contreras, second by myself. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. 4, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and CL Consulting Incorporated for school facilities funding services.
I'll motion, but just a question.
And I'll second. So go ahead with your question.
Yeah, the question, who can answer it? I mean, what is this company going to do for Calexico?
I could answer that, Mr. Calero. So, in a excuse me, in the process of school construction, and especially when you're using bond money, the district qualifies for reimbursements, for example, from the state. So this company will only as needed, and when we apply for different applications, these applications are very, very technical. They ask a lot of questions that are construction related, that are bond related. There, you know, and this company, as needed, when we need them, and they would get paid accordingly. Only when their use is in service, will help us submit those applications, because some of those reimbursements are in the figures of millions of dollars. You know, it could be $20 million reimbursements and whatnot. So we definitely don't want to jeopardize that. We want to make sure we do it right. So we think it's a good investment to make sure that we're on time, we don't miss any deadlines, and we submit those applications correctly.
We only had one bid, or was this just a straight out?
We requested 3 quotes. Would you like to come up, Ms. Weiss?
Good evening, Board of Trustees. Yes, so we did receive, we reached out with the expertise of Mr. Don Dixon. We were able to go out for quotes, and one of actually was school facilities. They did not have the manpower to serve the district at this time, and these were the best quote that we were able to receive. And they are actually recommended by Mr. Joe Dixon as well. They're a very good company.
So, any other questions? No? With that said, there's a motion by Mr. Colon, second by myself. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. 5, agreement renewal
Thank
between
you.
Calexico Unified School District and Fresno County Superintendent of Schools to offer the Cyber High program at Calexico Unified School District. So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Pacheco, seconded by Mr. Contreras. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. 6, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Precision Inspections Incorporated for DSA Inspector Services for construction projects at Calexico High School. Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Second by Mr. Contreras. Is there a question?
Yes,
Mr.
a
Pacheco?
question.
There's a question by Mr. Pacheco.
And also, this is for
Consulting services.
only one bid again, or I didn't see any other
Yeah, this is also a DSA required inspector that we need to have on site inspecting our work. We do also have another company that the board had approved several months back, and that company is still there. Both of these companies and inspectors are as needed, and they get paid per the work that they conduct. And so, you know, we're having another inspector who could support us with our different DSA required inspections, especially as we move into phase 3 of Measure Q, and the heavy work is now really going to start in the very near future. So we do have another company already, but this is another company that we want to bring in to support this process as well.
I think just for the future, because I think we keep on bringing it back up and asking the same question every time, is that we wanted to see that in supporting documentation, like if other agencies or other groups were put to bid, you know, for that information to be in there, you know, so that way we don't.
For transparency.
Yeah, we almost always get a minimum of 3 quotes or 3, almost always, you know.
Yeah, I think we just need it again for just supporting documentation.
Sure.
Yeah, and it was something that just to piggyback off what Mr. Contreras said, it was asked prior and stuff like that, and that's one of those things I did ask during the agenda review is the total number that were coming in. So with that said, there is a motion. If there's other questions, there's a motion. And there's a second by Mr. Contreras. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Number 7, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and UCSD Early Outreach Program for Academic Services for Calexico High School, Enrique Camarena, and William Moreno Junior High Schools.
I move to approve.
Motion by Ms. Magallanes, seconded by Mr. Pacheco. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Number 8, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and SLA Paving Incorporated to replace the Rockwood Elementary School North parking lot. So moved.
Second.
Motion by myself, seconded by Mr. Contreras. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Number 9, agreement renewal between Calexico Unified School District and School Innovation and Achievement for attention to attendance A2A software and service.
So move.
Second with a question.
Go ahead.
Didn't we have a company already that was taking care of attendance and so forth?
This is the company.
So
it's a renewal. Yes.
All right.
So there's a motion by Mr. Contreras, seconded by Mr. Calderon. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. 10, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and MEK Enterprises for the de-installation and moving of office and classroom furniture to the interim housing of the modernization projects at Calexico High School. I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Second by Mr. Contreras. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Number 11, memorandum between Calexico Unified School District and Imperial County Office of Education to provide PBIS professional development to CUSD district and site leaders for the 23-24 school year.
So
I move
moved.
to approve.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Magallanes, seconded by Mr. Contreras. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Number 12, memorandum between Calexico Unified School District and Imperial County Office of Education to provide professional development for PBIS site teams during the 23-24 school year.
I move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Magallanes, seconded by Mr. Contreras. All those with the question, go ahead, Mr. Pacheco.
You know, I know it's a detailed year and sites, and you've got your consultants coming in and everybody's on board, and it just takes away from learning, from being in the classroom. That's the only thing that, and we've got so much going on, we're juggling up this program and this program, and now we're adding this program. We need the program. I don't know, if we could, I don't know, make it smaller, do half the schools, do 3 sites. I don't know. It's just a lot of time out of the classroom, and I don't know.
I think
That was my only concern.
I think he's right in saying that, you know, we're looking for the way that we manage staff, you know, time being out and training and things like that, where we could coordinate a little bit better and you know, make sure that we reduce the less impact in the classroom.
Right. And I think Ms. Matthews said that it was going to be during summer, correct? If I'm not mistaken, some of it.
And I could help with that. So I agree with you guys 100%. And there's I think we mentioned several times how we're really looking at our professional development and how often we're pulling staff out of their classrooms and principals out of their schools. How we're going to do that, I wouldn't recommend it with this program with ICOE and PBIS and MTSS. There are other conferences that we're going to now, I want to say like, we're going to manage better. So you're going to see far fewer, you know, conference attendance or you know, reasons for people not being at school. This is one of those priorities that I think we need to have to make this program successful. But Jessica?
So I was just going to add that we are cutting it a lot shorter than Jefferson and Kennedy Gardens is right now in the process with ICOE, and they did sometimes 2 meetings per month. And right now we're cutting it down to 1, and we're putting cohorts together to make it even smaller. So we've cut that exponentially so that teachers can be in the classroom more. And more than it being a program, it's a system. And it's the priorities that everyone has shared, that they want to focus on promoting those positive behaviors for students so students can learn in the classroom and there's less disruption. So it is an important endeavor that everyone's been talking about. So
Yeah, because I mean, I was looking at the timelines and stuff like that, and I know school ends next week, but there's still going to be some training going on also as well, correct? So
we want to take advantage of the summer to provide
correct.
a lot of summer trainings, and then also to provide, we all agree that professional development
right.
and training is important, so we're still going to have it, but we're going to be a lot more strategic, and we're going to manage it a lot differently moving forward.
So there was any other questions?
Call the
concerns,
question.
comments? No? So there was a motion by Ms. Magallanes, seconded by Mr. Contreras. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. Number 13, approval of the unrepresented certificated classified appointed and elected official salary schedule. Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Pacheco. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. 14, adoption of job description, Senior Director, College and Career Readiness. Make a motion to approve.
I second.
I'll make, there's a motion by myself, second by Ms. Magallanes. All those in favor, please state aye.
I'm sorry, a quick.
Is there a question?
No, yes.
Comment?
Just a quick comment. This is one of the positions that, as we're looking at, you know, revamping certain things, that's the reason why it's called a senior director and not an assistant superintendent and so on. So this is some of the stuff that we've been working on in the last couple of meetings of, you know, redoing certain structures here.
Correct.
Thank you.
That is correct. Thank you for that comment. So with that said, all those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. 15 is a resolution approving an agreement with Howard Technology Solutions to purchase interactive panels for SPED classrooms.
I move to approve.
I'll second. So it's a resolution. Mr. Calderon?
Yes.
Mr. Contreras?
Yes.
Mr. Pacheco?
Yes.
Ms. Magallanes?
Yes.
And myself, yes. 16, resolution authorizing contract pursuant to Public Contract Code Section 20118, piggyback status to South County Support Service Agencies for the purchase of 7 electric school buses.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Contreras.
Question?
I'll make a second, and we'll go ahead with your question, Mr. Pacheco.
Can, the LCAP is the source of funding for this?
Ms. Baez, our CBO, will provide that information.
Yeah, it is LCAP.
at, but it's.
Or regular home to school transportation is actually part of our LCAP because it's a support services. It's not actually a requirement. Special ed is not, but our home to school for on regular K-12, it is part of our LCAP. So this one, we actually included in our LCAP plan, this purchase. So we have the funds allocated this year to make the purchase.
It just says HVIP funding, so it wasn't HVIP funding, it was LCAP funding. So
No, it's they're actually coming up with the 2.6 million, and we only our contribution, our part is 120.
120,000.
Yeah, for 7 of them.
Yeah, $120,716
Yes.
to be exact. But yeah.
For 7 buses.
Yeah.
For 7.
Any other comments, questions? With that said, there's this resolution. Mr. Calderon,
Yes.
Mr. Contreras,
Yes.
Mr. Pacheco,
yes.
Ms. Magallanes,
Yes.
myself, yes. Motion passes 5-0. 17, resolution regarding disposition of surplus asset, non-asset of office equipment and fridge at Willie Moreno Junior High School.
So move.
Second, motion by Mr. Contreras, second by myself. Mr. Calderon,
Yes.
Mr. Contreras,
Yes.
Mr. Pacheco,
Yes.
Ms. Magallanes,
Yes.
myself, yes. Motion passes 5-0. Number 18, resolution regarding disposition of surplus asset, non-asset temperature scanners at Felipe Vega facility. So moved.
Second.
Second by Mr. Pacheco. Mr. Calderon,
Yes.
Mr. Contreras,
Yes.
Mr. Pacheco,
Yes.
Ms. Magallanes,
Yes.
myself, yes. Motion passes 5-0. L, reconvene to the closed session. And we're going to close session.